What is going on, everybody? Jamie Shaw here on the Absolute Basketball Experience. Very excited for today's guest, John Newman, rising junior at Clemson University. We get to go through, have a great conversation with him about the quarantine. We get to talk about his career so far up to Clemson, what we can look forward to moving forward with himself as well as the team at Clemson, his prep career, his illustrious prep career, going through his recruitment, all that type of stuff. Very excited to be able to peel back the layers and get to know John Newman a little bit more. But before we get into it, we ask the normal, if you would please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you would please go ahead and like the video, give it the thumbs up, and leave it in the comment section below who your favorite player in Clemson history is, who your favorite Clemson player of all time is. That would be great. Really appreciate that. Subscribe, then like the video, then comment below. And if you enjoy what John has to say, please feel free to share this video across your platforms as well. But without further ado, here is rising Clemson junior John Newman on the Absolute Basketball Experience with Jamie Shaw. Thank you guys very much. What is going on, everybody? Jamie Shaw here, Absolute Basketball Experience. Very excited to have on John Newman, rising junior guard here at Clemson University. John, how's it going today?
It's going great, man. Going great. No complaints, really. How about you?
Good, man. Things are good. So we've been going through a lot here recently in the country and everything. I want to ask you, though, over these past couple of months, what have you been doing during quarantine?
Really? So I've been going through trying to get my knee healed. I had a little meniscus tear, like very slight millimeter tear. So I just been kind of having to stay on my feet and rest that. But, you know, while I'm minimizing things with that, I just try to do ball handling, lift, you know what I'm saying, as many lifts as I can, try to get my upper body strength where it needs to be. While resting my lower body. And then, I mean, I've been spending a lot of time with family and friends. You know, when I was home, I feel like that main period, like, it kind of gave us all time to, like, kind of unplug from the things that, like, consume our lives, like, all, like, year round. So, and, like, focus on what's really important. So I feel like this was, like, a great time to, like, really grow. And I feel like I've grown. And, I mean, we're still going through quarantine, really. So I'm still growing and took more time to read. You know, get better at my faith and stuff like that. So I've been doing really a little bit of everything, for real.
So in the Newman household during quarantine time, are y'all more of a game night family or more of a movie night family?
We're kind of game. We're game. We do it both. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, whenever my whole family was home, my mom, my dad, my two sisters, we so like we would make like a Kahoot. So like one night it would be like, all right, we're gonna do John, or they call me John. So they were like, all right, tonight we got John's Kahoot and Hunter's Kahoot. That's my sister. And so like you'd be like, you gotta make one and then put like 10 things about you that your family may not know or like they might get wrong. So then we do those every now and then watch a movie afterwards, make brownies and stuff like that. So, you know, we try to mix it up a little bit.
What's the best movie that you caught during quarantine?
Best movie. Man, I've been doing a lot of that. Probably that's tough. I mean, I like watching like Casino.
Yeah.
I like Casino. I watched that probably like 20 times already. It's just one of my favorites. I've been watching that a lot. Goodfellas, Scarface.
Okay, so you into those type of movies?
Yeah, I like a little bit of action. I got into a good Netflix series called Queen of the South though, so that's a real good one.
I'm about to say, man, I wish I had the foresight to buy stock in Netflix before this quarantine thing, man. Because that's all anybody was doing. Netflix and Hulu, I'm sure, went through the roof.
Whoever bought stock in Netflix back when there was just the little DVDs and they shipped them out to you, they probably going up right now.
No doubt. So jumping back to it, I mean, during high school days, you won 3 state championships. Y'all won a game at Dick's Nationals. You finished your high school career 152-24, playing at Greensboro Day for legendary coach Freddie Johnson. What was it like playing for Coach Johnson and wearing, you know, the green and gold for the Bengals?
It was awesome. And even you know, now that I'm a junior in college, like I look back on it and it gives me even more of an appreciation for that. Because, you know, you get to college and like the experience is cool, but it's just way different. You know, high school is everybody just like, you know, college, everybody kind of does their own thing within the basketball realm. But high school, like y'all all there together. Y'all going to school 8 hours a day together. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing coach like literally every day. So, but it was awesome. You know, the support system around there. even outside of Coach Johnson and Coach Smith, Coach Redder, all those guys, like just the people, at Greensboro, they are just great people. And I went there in 7th grade, and I grew a lot since then and since I graduated. So it's a great support system. So I couldn't say anything bad about that area over there.
And during your years in high school, I mean, it was kind of almost a heyday of the NCISAA, which is the private school league in the state of North Carolina. I mean, Bam came through, Harry and them came through during your time in high school. You had Dennis came through during your time in high school. Christ School was great. Providence Day with Grant and all them. The league that y'all were playing in was incredible. How do you feel like your team, your senior year, or I guess it might have been your junior year team with JP and all that y'all won in Dix and stuff. How do you feel that team stacks up in the history of North Carolina kind of basketball as a team?
Well, I mean, I think we're top tier, honestly. I know, like, in the history, like beyond even private schools and just that little era that I played in. I mean, people say, like, my dad, like, he played on his Page team. They say that was pretty good, like, with Danny Manning and, like, Haywood Jeffries, like, Mike Foster, all those guys. They say that was one of the best teams in North Carolina. But, I mean, I put my team – we always talk about it. But I put my GDS team, my junior year, up against anybody. Because, like, we just had the attitude that, like, we just knew we was going to beat everybody. Like, I don't know. It was just something, like, a swagger we had. And then we had that chemistry. And it was just, like, we all comfortable. Like, we don't feel like we're not scared to do anything. We're not scared to make no mistakes because we all brothers. So, it was just like we just out here rocking, hooping.
And you mentioned your dad. He was a player too as well. How old were you when you first beat your dad in one-on-one?
So I've never beat him.
Okay.
But the thing is, he hasn't played me since I've been good.
I was about to say, did he pull the dad move and it's like, I ain't playing you now that you're 6 foot tall?
Exactly. He got me before I was in my prime. So, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't really, you know what I'm saying? But his friends be telling him what's up. They know I'm better than him. But he'll make the argument till he go to the grave. So
on top of all that, you scored 1,400 career points, 500 career rebounds, 200 assists and stuff. You were All-State twice, ranked in 150 and all that type of stuff. How do you feel like your prep career went personally?
I think it went great. I think it was like the ideal like prep career for like a person that like has had to work for everything, I guess. Like my freshman year, I kind of just came in as a role player, like defense. I didn't get a lot of shots. But, that kind of drove me to work that summer. I feel like I got better every year. So that's also really good. But so like I evolved from my freshman year to my sophomore year. Like I was able to, hit. Like I noticed that I was like, Coach plays Pierce Landry. Like he lets him shoot anything he wants from three. So I was like, let me just find one shot that I can hit all the time. You know what I'm saying, that I can get to. So I just worked in my mid range a lot. That's kind of where I started like kind of evolving, and like people started knowing me for like shooting mid range. So my sophomore year, I got a lot better at that, and then I was just more of a scoring threat. And then my junior year, my team was better. I was also a scoring threat, and I was just getting better at that, like at everything. And then my senior year, like I feel like that was like the main time for like leadership role, and then just being even more aggressive on the offensive end, and then just trying to really lead my team and put a fire in on my guys for every game. So I feel like it was nothing's ever really been given to me and stuff like that. So I just like feel like I embraced that a lot because it kind of made me who I am and really solidified my character. You know what I'm saying? Going through that, the things that I went through, even off the court in high school, like that builds character. You know what I'm saying? And starting from the bottom and then working your way up to like, all that, whatever I did. So it was great.
Pierce could shoot that thing though.
Pierce, he got it ready. He like shoots it like he don't got to touch a basketball for like a year and he can't come back and still beat you in the shooting contest.
It's crazy, man.
He got it like that.
As well as he gets older into like the 40-year-old YMCA.
He's gonna be beating his kids like for a long time. Just because he can shoot.
You chose Clemson over a final grouping that included Boston College, Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, and stuff. Take us through your recruitment process and kind of what all went into that decision to choose Clemson. Yeah,
so I committed kind of early. I just kind of wanted to get it over with. And, my recruiting, it was like – so my first offer came from, like, UNC Charlotte after, like, going into my sophomore year. And so, I mean, that just made me keep working and working. I don't think I got my next offer until that January, my sophomore year. We had played like High Point Christian. Like we played Birmingham at Gilbert College, and I had like 20 on like 9 shots. And then Boston College offered me. And then so like my recruitment had just like it was like this like a gradual, you know what I'm saying? It was like a gradual blow up. I mean, obviously like everybody kind of blows up that junior year summer. But you know, mine was just kind of gradual. And then so I had like a good set of schools that I had offers from. So from there, it was just like breaking down and seeing what I wanted. And what I was really looking for was I didn't want to go too far from home because, you know, my support system kind of keeps me going. It drives me and stuff. So I didn't want to be too far from them. I wanted to go to a school where I feel like I could like make an impact immediately because I wanted to be like an impact player all 4 years for real. So like my freshman year, I came in, like I played in every single game. Like I don't think anybody would have expected me to do that going into the ACC. Like some people thought I couldn't play here. And then, but it was mainly for my sophomore year. This past year, I was like, bro, like I'm gonna just be able to learn from Keith my freshman year, and in my sophomore year, like I'll be able to take a big leap. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I did that. And then I just wanted to play for a school that I feel like really wanted at. You know what I'm saying? They probably recruited me the hardest out of everybody. And so I felt that, you know, so I felt like this was a great place for me.
Speaking of your first year at Clemson, I mean, your first home game, I guess you go to play the Citadel. You walk on, you play, 15 to 20 minutes or so. What was that feeling like your very first time coming off the bench, taking off your warm-ups, walking on the floor at Little John? I mean, like, what was that feeling like?
It was cool, man. It was a lot of nervous energy, though. I ain't gonna lie. Like I always say, I don't get nervous, but nah.
I mean, ACC, it's a big time.
Yeah, and everybody looking at you like, oh, he's a freshman, like you know what I'm saying. I was coming in kind of early, so you know, I didn't really feel no pressure, but it was just like I had butterflies because like it's my first college game. How is it gonna be? And, you know, so everything's moving fast, but like the more games you play, like the slower it gets.
And then after that first shot went through and the net went through, I mean, did you think about all the people that said you couldn't play at Clemson, all the people that doubted you and all that type of stuff? I mean, you made an ACC bucket after that first thing went through. How was that?
See, me, like, my freshman year, like, I didn't really, I mean, I dunked on the dude from North Carolina, but, like, that's my highlight of it. But, like, I was like, I didn't really do nothing for real. Like, more of that came this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I can't believe they said I can't play here. Like, maybe I wasn't necessarily ready to come in and get buckets my freshman year, but I'm like, I said I can't play here. Like, come on, bro. It's so funny to me. I'm like, y'all crazy. Like, and it's usually people that never played at this level. Yeah. Because they don't really know how it is. So I mean, I can't blame them, but it's just funny to me.
And then even that year too. I mean, you even got the start that year against Mississippi State and everything. What was that experience like when you saw Coach write your name on the board? It's like, John, you're starting. And who was the first person you called after you saw that?
I think I probably called my dad and my guy Sean Moody. Those are my guys. So, I mean, that was great. It was great. Like it just showed that like coaches trust and believe in me. You know, I try to come here and you know do everything I was supposed to off the court because you know that might have contributed to the fact that I was able to start. You know what I'm saying? Because I try to handle my business. You know what I'm saying? I try to be on time to class, treat people with respect, get my grades. Get good grades and make sure I'm communicating with everybody. So I feel it's really the little things, you know what I'm saying? So there's that.
And then you go on to start every single game, your sophomore season and stuff, play over 30 minutes per game and everything. What would you say your biggest development was personally from year 1 to year 2?
Biggest development, just like trying to be, well, for one, just trying to be more vocal. You know what I'm saying? My freshman year, you know, you just kind of looking around, looking for a big bro, you know what I'm saying, to take you under their wings. So, but this year, I try to, you know, I'm more of a lead by example kind of guy. I don't like say too much. You know, I just try to get my guys going and then lead by example because I feel like energy is an infectious thing. So, but I feel like my biggest development as a player probably just was like, knowing like how to get to my spots more, you know, and then just my feel for the game. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Like, uh, just feeling the game really. Because I mean, that's a lot. I can't say I could do anything my sophomore year that much better than I did my freshman year. I just think it was more. I was more comfortable with more opportunity, and obviously I got better. But you know what I'm saying, I still got a ways to go, and I'm looking to make that jump this year really. So I think I'm gonna start putting everything together.
No doubt. And then, so you had a 2-game stretch in February. You had 23 against Louisville. Then you come back the next game, have a double-double at Boston College. It really
Mhm.
seemed like things started clicking for you during ACC play as the season was winding down. Was that
Yeah.
the case?
Yeah, yeah. I think it was. You know, I had some big games, and man, we had some big wins. I just think next thing is just being more consistent, like every game,
Mhm.
bringing that same approach. You know, because some games I would have like against Georgia Tech, I played have like 4 points, and then play Louisville and have 23. Like that doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So like I just think me bringing that same what I'm saying mentality, like the same killer mentality, and getting up for every team, no matter who it is. I feel like that's like my next biggest step for real is consistency and I think everything's in my hands. It's just in my head. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta control my thoughts and my mentality, and I think we're gonna be fine.
So ACC is a legendary conference with legendary programs all throughout the league and everything. You have top 25 programs everywhere and all that stuff. What's the best environment that you've played in?
Best environment. Uh, I say like Louisville is probably the most like electrifying,
Mhm.
like because the fans just get lit down there, and then it's real hostile, and then they got the big NBA arena, and they got all the lights, so that's kind of dope. But like my personal favorite, I like playing at Carolina.
Mhm.
Like it's, I mean, the blue is pretty, and then like they kind of just chill there. Like it's a lot of people there. I like playing in front of a lot of people, but
Yeah.
like they was like just chill. Like it was like, all right, this game's relaxing. You know, y'all got a nice background of blue going. That's chill. Y'all not saying anything. Y'all just sitting there. So it was cool. And I feel like I'm in my home turf. Like
Yeah.
whenever I go to North Carolina, I feel like I'm right at home. It's a home game for me. So.
So the media made a big deal out of it. Obviously, Clemson getting the win at Carolina this year. The media, was that a big thing in y'all's psyche or within the locker room? I mean, is that something y'all thought about or talked about either before or after?
Yeah, for sure. It's not something like we dwelled on, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like we gotta in the street. Like we was locked in on just winning the game. We wasn't thinking about the streak, but I think in the back of our heads, like as individuals, it was kind of like a pride thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is something you got a chance to make history right here.
Mhm.
Are you gonna step up to the challenge? You know what I'm saying? Because when I was a senior in high school, they had played at Carolina, and I had put on my Instagram story like I'm gonna win here,
Mhm.
like just a shot in the dark. I'm like, all right. So I was like a young senior. I'm on the court after the game. Nobody on the court. I'm like, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win in this place because like they hadn't won there, and then to go there and like and standing on that, like that's something I can't ever forget. You know what I'm saying? So
And then I guess, with all the players that are there at the ACC and stuff, you're a wing. You play against the lottery picks and stuff. Who's the toughest player that you've had to play against?
toughest player. Um, I'm gonna go with honestly, Mike DeVoe is the tough. Like he's the toughest. I'm not saying he's the best, but like
Yeah.
he's obviously, but he's like the toughest to guard just because he got like a lot of hesitation. He got a lot of hezzies. He's
Mhm.
like herky jerk. You know what I'm saying? Like he got a good handle and he got good size and can shoot it. He's tough. Chris Likes is tough. You can't guard him with one person. Like you kind of need two people. So
Yeah.
like them two are real tough. They're point guards, but they was my toughest challenge this year.
No doubt. And then, Clemson returns 3 starters, which are also 3 of the top 4 scorers of the team.
Mm.
Um, you bring in 4 newcomers, 3 of which are bigs and a guard. What can we expect out of next year's Clemson team?
You can expect great things for real. Like I think we can make a great push. I think this is the year that we're gonna change it, really change the culture. You know what I'm saying? And because I mean the big wins last year are, a little bit of momentum and like kind of a stamp for our program. Like we didn't have the best year, but like you can't say that we didn't make history. You know what I'm saying?
No
So,
doubt.
but this year, we're just looking to take that next step. We got like 12, 13 guys that could really get in there and make an impact. Got shooters, drivers, people that can create. So, we got a lot of hoopers. So I'm really excited about it for real. Yeah.
And then you mentioned kind of the consistency factor of what you're doing. What have you been kind of working on or to take your game to the next level to become more consistent between year 2 and year 3? Because you're going to be counted on as being a leader of this team, obviously, you and Amir and Alamir. So, like, what have you been working on for that consistency?
For my performance, I'd say, I put a lot of weight on. Like, I weighed, like, this morning, we had, like, a little weight session. I weighed in, like, 213.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm gonna lose that weight though. Like, I'm not fat right now or anything. Yeah. I haven't been able to do much because of my knee. So all I'm doing is eating, doing push-ups and sit-ups. Like I'm getting real prison weight. You feel me? So I'm putting that on, and then I've been working on my handle, my offhand passing, all that. But it's like, I guess consistency is more so in your head. So it's all about kind of getting in the schedule. Like, wake up, read a little bit. Like I'm reading Who Moved My Cheese. I try to read that a lot. It's a real good book. It's
What's
more
about
the mental aspect. I'm on that, and I kind of that's like I kind of stick to that one, but I kind of shuffle my books. I might pick this Shoe Dog up. I might pick that up tonight, but I'm gonna more so be reading Who Moved My Cheese. So
I got 2 more chapters to go in Shoe Dog. I'm reading Shoe Dog right now too. I got 2 more chapters to go.
Yeah, Shoe Dog's a good one. Shoe Dog's a good one. I definitely need to get that one because I started reading it when I was in high school, but I just stopped. I got lazy, and then but I'm starting back. So I think just like kind of developing like a schedule and sticking to that. You know what I'm saying? Being consistent. If you can be consistent that way and have that mentality, like you're gonna get up and do this and do that and get in a real plan. I feel like that can help your mental. So I'm trying to do that.
Man, during quarantine too, that was the hardest thing, finding that schedule. That schedule was so tough. It took me a couple months actually to even find one that worked and everything. But yeah, I agree with you.
You got so much time, you know what I'm saying? It's like you like, all right, whatever. Like I got a whole month until I start back. I'll do that tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, you're like, all right, I did it. You know what I'm saying? So if you can stick to it and have discipline, that's good.
Wrapping up here, kind of the last thing. To any future prospects or whatever coming out, what advice would you have to guys that are going through the recruiting process right now?
Advice, I'd say like ask players, ask players that like kind of give off the idea like they're going to tell you the truth instead of like trying to like boost, that program. Like you want to hear the truth so that you get there and that you're happy. Like you want to be in an environment that will make you happy. You know what I'm saying? Because certain college environments aren't for everybody. So that I say like get in contact with some players, ask them how it really is, how the coach really is, and what goes on. And then I would say like go somewhere where you want it. Like you don't want to go nowhere where you gotta force it and ask the coach, hey, I want to play here. Unless you don't have that many options. But I'm saying like if you have options, like go somewhere where the coach is like constantly pursuing you. It gets annoying.
Yeah.
Like if he's annoying, like that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's a good thing. And then go somewhere where you can turn it up. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to go nowhere where you can't. That's not really your style or your level. You know what I'm saying? Go somewhere that's your level, your style, and you can go there and turn that fan base up. You know what I'm saying? Get that support going because we about to get name, image, likeness. So get that going.
I hear that. I hear that.
Thanks.
Good stuff, man. Well, anything that you want to leave everybody with? Any type of John Newman fans, any Clemson fans, or anything like that? Anything you want to leave them with?
Man, really excited about this year. We got a great team. I think we can do some great things. My favorite quote, it's kind of something with my team this year because we're kind of deep. We got a lot of talent. individual talent. So it's all about coming together for us. So I was watching like this Marshawn Lynch interview, and the quote goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. So, that's kind of like something I'm a thing about preaching to my team. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to go fast, be an individual, go alone. If we want to go far and make a tournament push and change this program, then we got to do it together. You know what I'm saying? We can't do it as individuals. So if anything, you know what I'm saying, if we got to do it with your family or your group at work, you know what I'm saying, y'all always remember that. And, that's all I can leave you with right now.
There you go. Good stuff, man. John, I appreciate you taking a few minutes here. It's awesome. It's great to catch up and all that kind of stuff. And I can't wait to see what this year brings for you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I appreciate you having me on, and get your thing going, man. Get your thing. I saw you had you starting to, branch off, and I wish you the best of luck. You know what I'm saying? You definitely stamped in North Carolina, so I appreciate you having me.
I appreciate that. Guys, thank y'all very much for tuning in. For John Newman, I'm Jamie Shaw on the Absolute Basketball Experience. We will see you next time.